at sunset is when the 23rd. Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Gigi with Blue Heaven. I wanted to give you some interesting things going on right now. I'm sure you all are aware of a lot of it. The latest buzz on the internet is definitely catching my attention for a lot of good reasons. Okay, so what am I talking about? So I have a lot of things that the Lord showed me in the past that connect to what the brother Joshua has been saying, which is that the Lord appeared to him and told him that he was coming to get the church in September 23rd and 4th for the Feast of Trumpets in 2025. And he told them this in 2018. And then Michael from Medic for Christ, who I've had on my channel before, showing you his dream about the summer rapture. And then a couple years ago, he had a dream about the war starting right before the war started in Russia. And his most recent videos are phenomenal because the Lord showed him the timeline and the math in the Bible out of Daniel and Revelation that talk about when Gabriel spoke to Daniel and basically told him about the 70 weeks of Daniel. And he did the math with all the numbers in that conversation they had. And it took him from the day, the rapture being the Feast of Trumpets, September 23rd and 4th. Although, interestingly enough, he actually was counting the days, and he's seen like there was one day short, and he looked up everything again and realized that the 22nd of September is when at sunset is when the 23rd starts in Israel. And so technically it could be the 22nd here, which of course caught my attention because I got crowned 22 back in 1994. So and then 923, September 23rd. Now, this goes years back, okay? But I mean, I've done videos on this for years. All of us were watching all these movies that would have 923 somewhere in the movie, or just keep repeating the numbers, and or be written somewhere. And I always remember there was a big picture of a huge plane with Kim Jong-un in front of it, and there was a huge 923 on it. And I always thought, my spirit, there's something about that. It's connected to the rapture. And it would explain why all of these movies have 923 in them. In fact, if you want to see a good compilation of these movies, I just saw the channel New Moon Rapture. He has a great compilation of all of these movies. In fact, on the thumbnail was a clock, and the clock had the 10 after 10 or the 10 to 2, okay, hands on it. Well, that really caught my attention because I also saw that in 1994 when I saw, all the things I've told you about in the past. They collect, the balloons in New York, the Statue of Liberty, that which I came to realize meant the Ark, 11/11. The list goes on, but that's that's not what this is about right now. Okay, so, and I wish I could just edit in everything I'm going to tell you. I wish I could just edit it right in this video so you could just see it. You don't have to go look for it. Because that would be really neat. And I really wish I could. I mean, I'm going to try to do maybe a short version of something like that, to have some of these ideas go together that you can see clips. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about was also the video that Michael did. If you are unfamiliar with the book of Daniel, or how that Daniel prophecy of the 70 weeks that I often refer to, Daniel's 70th week, if you need understanding on it, Michael does the most excellent job of explaining everything. And I would recommend to go see that. Again, that's Medic for Christ channel. That one's called Timeline to the End, Part 2. Okay, so let's see. Okay, he talks about the 2550 day count leading from September 23rd, Feast of Trumpets this year, to the Day of Atonement, when we know Christ will return on the Day of Atonement on September 15th, 2032. It's the perfect 2550 day count. And that's what Michael, I just talked to him earlier. He said he woke up one morning recently, God, give me something. And actually, that's what God gave him. And then he told me that the Lord had told him that God was going to send someone to back up the math in the Bible after he gave the prophecy that the Lord is coming. The rapture will take place without a shadow of a doubt on September 23rd and 24th time this year. And what happened right shortly after that, Michael came, not knowing this. The Lord showed him the math, backed up everything Joshua was saying. In fact, they're going to probably do a video together soon, so look out for that. This is all just so amazing and wonderful and just extraordinary, because I really believe this is it for sure. This is it. And I wanted to tell you that a couple things. Recently, and over the past year, I ran into two guys when I was walking ticklish in the neighborhood, and I'd run into them a few times each. And I of course I like to tell people about the Lord sooner or later, you know. And so I had asked both of them their name, and oddly enough, one of them was across the street in his door. I don't remember why, but we were kind of yelling back and forth. I said, "What's your name?" And the same thing happened to a guy in another house 3 weeks ago. Both of them name was Joshua. And then I actually said, "Well, like Yeshua," I told him that your name means salvation, and you know, God took it from there. But I thought it was really, really interesting. I asked the Lord, that's really odd. Why did this happen? This is very, very unusual. And they both have the name Joshua. So, hold on, Bunny. So, hold on, Ticklish. Just a minute. Hold on, sit down. Just a minute. He's doing okay. Just pray for him. He's definitely been hard on him lately. Okay. But look how close you are. I've been believing God to bring him to the rapture, and we are so close. It's just incredible. So, he's already 14. God is miraculously doing stuff here. So anyway, I asked the Lord, I said, that's really odd. And he told me he was confirming Joshua that was to come a few days later onto the scene here. And so the other thing I want to mention is that the dream I've talked about many times about, it was 5 years ago, I think. The baby in the sack, it was the baby in the sack, and I heard Patrick's voice from Hourly Watch say, I'm coming immediately, I'm coming immediately, I'm coming immediately. Well, since then, over the past 2 or 3 years, Patrick has found extraordinary things in the Revelation 12 sign, which is a baby in the sack, the Virgo sign, the Revelation 12 sign. Okay, so I know now that's what it meant. It was pointing to that. And that then Patrick started saying, I'm coming immediately, in his video about the Revelation 12 sign last year. You know, and in my flesh, I'm thinking, what's this? Nothing happened, you know? God was pointing to it ahead of time. Yesterday, I see his dream of a sister. She did not know what the Revelation 12 sign was. She has this dream about the rapture, and in the dream, God tells her the timeline of the rapture is connected to Revelation 12. And she actually asked people in the video, if you know what this means, let me know. I mean, oh yeah, I think I know what it means, sister. Revelation 12 sign is God's pointing to this thing that's going to be, it was orchestrated, came to pass on the Feast of Trumpets in 2017, okay? The other thing I want to add to this is that this is now 8 years later. How does that make sense? Because in the Bible, in the Old Testament, God would tell the Jews to circumcise their baby on the 8th day. The rapture is a type of circumcision. It's the cutting off of our flesh as we go up into the air and receive our glorified body. Praise the Lord. Cannot wait. Okay, now I'll close with this. 1 John 2:20 says, but you have an unction from the Holy One, and you know all things. Why wouldn't we know? Why wouldn't the Lord want us to know when he's coming? Actually, if anything, he really does. And he wanted everyone to know when he was coming the first time. In the whole book of Daniel, the 70 weeks of Daniel point to the exact day. If you do the math, and Michael will take you through it if you want to go look at his video, which you need to see, you know, it's fantastic. He'll show you that. It points exactly to the day the Messiah came on the donkey. Why? Because God wanted us to know when he was coming the first time. He wanted the Jews to know. And now he's coming a second time for the rapture. He wants us to know. And he wants everyone to know when he's coming back the third time on the Day of Atonement, when he comes in the white horses, and we're going to be with him on white horses. He's coming he's going to be on the ground, okay? And he's going to rule and reign for 1,000 years at that point. So, for now, you know, I've got more, but, you know, that'll come in time here. This is it. This is it, brothers and sisters. You've been waiting a long time. We've been watching for a long time. We've seen so many things come and go. You know, this has prophecy and the word together. And I have seen nothing but dozens and dozens of other confirmations flowing in since Joshua gave that word. I will leave some links, you know, if you haven't seen these, I will leave some links in the description box. So come to Christ if you haven't. He died, they crucified him, he was buried and rose on the third day to conquer death, hell, and the grave, that whosoever would believe in him for their sins to be atoned for by the shedding of his blood, that he would give you will inherit eternal life, a gift from God, saved by grace through faith, not by works, lest any man should boast. He did it all on the cross. He shed his blood on the cross. He did all of that, paid in full. so that you could have a relationship with the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords for eternity. Praise the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Okay, so with that, I will let you guys go. God bless you. I love you all, and I will see you very soon.